All right, Shalom. Giving all praises to Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, Ba'ashim Kahak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the hopeful elect. All right, I'm gonna title this video U.S. and Iran news. No more negotiations, no more peace. Okay, so I'm gonna pretty much touch on a couple things that recently just happened with this conflict with the U.S. and Iran. All right, I'm not going to go into a full scope of it all, but just a couple recent things that I seen, right, that stood out to me. Okay, because everything is going in the direction of Armageddon, all-out blitz war, World War III. Okay, these are the beginning stages of it. All right, because this conflict right here is getting ready to bring everybody's getting ready to get involved in this. All right, and because of this conflict, okay, America's economy is gonna pretty much cave in, right? Because as things escalate, more and more resources are going to be cut off, because that's how war is. All right, that's how war is established. All right, you cut off your enemy supply. Okay, so what just recently happened earlier this week, okay, the U.S. and Iran, right, they decided to sit down, okay, and have talks about a ceasefire and discuss, basically come to a resolution to where they can stop the conflict between each other, right? Because it's been hot and heavy for over a month now, right? And it's not stopped. It's only picking up speed. So they decided to sit down together and have a talk, right? A 2-week ceasefire deal. Now, it comes to find out that while Esau, these devils, is trying to have negotiations with Iran, okay, it comes to find out that that was just another trick by the devil, by Esau, right? All right, and Esau is doing shit that, pretty much behind Iran's back. So, it's almost like, America and Israel tried to distract Iran, right? To make it seem like, oh yeah, we're trying to be peaceful. But then on the back end, okay, they're still up to the same agenda, right? They're still trying to take over. They're still killing people, right? I believe right after that they had that negotiation, Israel continued to strike Lebanon, right? Shoot missiles at Lebanon, right? 2 hours, I believe, 2 hours after. So they didn't honor the agreement of peace, right? And I think that's what Iran said, right? They America and Israel has, they violated the ceasefire before it even began. They violated it, right? But that's because these Edomites are some slimy, shady, greedy motherfuckers, man, and you can't trust them, right? Esau is really being exposed for being a goddamn criminal, right? A demon that you can't trust. Like it says in the scriptures, I think that's Sirach 12, never trust thine enemy. All right? And the ultimate enemy of the earth is Esau. You can't trust him. Okay? Though he come crouching, all right, take good heed and beware of him. And that's how these Edomites tried to present themselves to Iran. Like, oh yeah, we're just trying to work something out. But then on the other hand, they're still up to their devious plans. They're not going to stop. So this is why I titled this video, "It's No More Negotiations." Okay, nobody's trying to negotiate with Esau no more. Okay, and primarily America and Israel. Nobody's trying to negotiate with them because you can't trust them, right? The worst of the devils. Okay, so I got this right here, this little picture right here, just proving my point. It says, breaking: Trump tried to send 2 U.S. Navy destroyer warships through the Strait of Hormuz today during the Iran negotiations. You see that? During the Iran negotiations. So while these devils are supposed to be advocating for peace, and it shows you that these Edomites be lying to people on the television, trying to make it seem like they're not the aggressors. They're not the ones causing the problem. It's everybody else. You see? Because Esau, he's a victim faggot. All right. He throws the rock, hide the hand type nigga. Right. But during the negotiations, right, these devils tried to sneak in some goddamn warships through the Strait of Hormuz. Right. Knowing goddamn well that they wasn't supposed to do that, especially not during no negotiations. Right. You know what I'm saying? Can't trust these devils. It says the ships were forced to stop and turn back after Iran launched a drone toward the ships and threatened to blow them up. Yeah, so they're not, America is not honoring the agreement, right? They're not honoring the agreement. They're not pushing for peace, right? They're still trying to dominate. They're not trying to come to a stalemate resolution that's good for everybody. These Edomites, they just want it all. They're trying to cut everybody out the deal, okay? And all these other nations, they see that, right? This is why nobody's trying to negotiate with America no more, all right? See, back in the day, America used to, commit cruelty to nations, right? All sorts of atrocities to other nations. And then when America wants the engines to cool down, they'll call out for a peace plan and you know what? How about we negotiate? How about we negotiate something? And then the other nations, because of America's military might and America's resources and control that America had, the other nations will have to they'll be forced to negotiate, right, instead of retaliating, because everybody knew that it wasn't a good idea to go against America at that time, right, because of America's allies and the power that it had. But now America has lost, they're losing the grip. Okay, America's own allies don't trust them, right? These other nations, they have the same military capability. So now America trying to, advocate for peace. People, these other nations are like, nah, we ain't trying to come to no peace with you, because you use a goddamn weasel, use a slimy ass weasel, right? Let me get this scripture right here. Jeremiah 50:23. It says, how is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? And that's talking about America. All right, because America at one point was the hammer of the earth, meaning that America was the bully of the earth. All right, America makes a threat and everybody will bow down, right? But now it's looking like America is being cut asunder, and it's being broken down, right? And part of America being broken down is America's losing the leverage. America's losing its influence. Okay, America's has lost its negotiation power, right? So it can no longer just America can no longer just make a threat and pull through with it. Now America, they have to be hesitant. They have to try to, do some sneaky shit in the back. Because remember, Donald Trump, he issued that warning: if they don't open the Strait of Hormuz, we're going to blow them all off the map. See, that type of threat would have worked maybe in the 90s or the early 2000s, right? They make a threat like that back in the day, that, the nations would be on guard, like, oh, shit, damn, I hope they don't do it. But now America makes a threat like that, and these other nations are like, well, nigga, bring it on. We dare you. You see? So the negotiation power, the fear, of America, okay, in Israel, because Israel is calling the shots in America. The fear that these other nations had for them is dwindling away, and Esau can feel it. Okay, he can feel, that his power in the dread of him is slipping away. Nobody's afraid of him. It's like when you watch them movies back in the day, right? And you always had that bully that used to run around and just bully everybody and get what he want. And then it comes to a point in the movie where all of the bully's victims, they all get some courage and say, you know what? Nah, man, we ain't letting you bully us anymore, right? And they all gang up on the bully. You know what I'm saying? And then the bully is forced to retreat. He's forced to now the bully is forced to beg for some sort of a peace, right? The bully, after all that time of the bully taking advantage of people, now his back is against the wall, and now he has to be forced to ask for some sort of mercy. Well, that's where America's at. Now America is after America has been the bully of the earth, taking what they want, doing whatever the hell they want, they can't just do that no more, because everybody's on to this devil. It says, how has Babylon become a desolation among the nations? Okay, and America is looking real desolate right now. All right, you already know about the moral discrepancy, right? The moral degeneracy that is going on out here, right? We already know about that. We already know how America is in the vibration of Satan and Baphomet. Okay, so now these other nations is looking at America like the scriptures talk about the shameful spewing, right? So it's a shameful reputation that America has. So now it's the desolation of nations. Nobody respects this place. Nobody looks up to America as like the place to be, the highlight of life, right? People are like, I don't think it's a good idea to be in America right now, man. The cost of living is too goddamn high, right? Bunch of gays, right? GMO foods. It's like, what the fuck is the point of coming out here? I was watching this Instagram video of this one woman on Instagram, right? And I think she's one of them travelers, right? You know how they got them people that just sit there and just travel to different places and they vlog it and shit like that. So I think she's one of them, right? And she came to LA, right? And this is a woman that's been all around the world traveling, it seems. So she came to LA, and I guess she tried some of America's coffee, right? And she said it was disgusting, right? She was like, this is what these people drink out here. This just tastes like fucking sugar water or just a whole bunch of milk. Like, what is this? You could tell that she regretted, right? She had regrets about coming to LA, coming to America, right? You could tell she wanted to get the hell out of here, right? Because the quality of everything was bad. And then she was in the video. She was like, oh man, this place smells like urine. This is like, you just look on her face like this is not the place to be. America is not the place to be, right? So that's how America has become a desolation among the nations. All right. Nobody cares to, come here and get some type of glory here. People are staying away from America. All right. Hang on. Give me a second. Let me walk inside this house. All right. Hang on, brother. All right. Wait a minute. All right, Salakia. But yeah, that's how America has become desolate. The quality of America is, become very low in value. Now let's go to, let's get this in a different translation, right? Jeremiah 50 and 23. We'll get this in the NLT and the NIV. It says, Babylon, NLT, Babylon, the mightiest hammer in all the earth, lies broken and shattered. Babylon is desolate among the nations. NIV, how broken and shattered is the hammer of the whole earth. How desolate is Babylon among the nations. Okay. And Babylon, aka America. All right. So America is shattered right now, man. All right. Nobody trusts America. Nobody wants to come to any formal agreement with America. All right. In fact, these other nations are, they're getting in that spirit of we all need to come together and come against that place. You know what I mean? And do something about America, because America is causing a lot of problems in the earth, man. These Edomites are just fucking people over and ruining the fabric of life, and everybody has come to an understanding of that now. Okay. So let me hang on. Salakia, I just got in my house, just trying to organize some things, but let me all right. Let me get this next article right here. Let me get this next article right here. Okay. All right. So this one says, Iran war live updates. Trump says U.S. will blockade Strait of Hormuz after peace talks fail. Okay. So I guess them trying to have a peaceful discussion, right? It's equal to no success, meaning that there is no more peace. Okay. Right here, this little video, it says U.S. and Iran peace talks end without agreement. You see, this is Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Okay. This is the time, right, where things are now going to go in the direction of forward always, man. No more drawing back. No more, intermission periods where it's like shit starts up and then it quiets down for 6-7 months. And then, it's no more of that. Now things is just going to go forward. Right. And America, all right, is going to have to, get involved in this war, okay, with no more interruptions. All right. Iran is not trying to make no goddamn deal with America. Iran is at the point to where it's death to America. That's why the citizens are out there with picket signs and shit talking about death to America. Okay. So now America is, now they're like Donald Trump said, now they're trying to forcefully take the Strait of Hormuz back, right? They're trying to forcefully get up in there. That's why he's sending these warships to try to, create a blockade, right? So now, this is just going to cause more problems and more war. All right. But this is prophecy, man. Okay. This is prophecy, man. All right. Let's see if we can get something right here. All right. Well, I think that's it. Let's just get the scriptures. OK, I think the point was made. It's no more negotiations for America, man. OK, this is 1 Thessalonians 5:3. It says, for when they shall say peace and safety. OK, and that's what, America is lying to its citizens, saying that we're going to stop this war. We're going to come to a peaceful agreement with Iran. It's not going to escalate. It's getting ready to be over. Right. Gas is getting ready to go back down to the normal price. Don't worry. We got it under control. Right. Rocking these people to sleep, telling them that, peace is coming. Donald Trump, he's been doing that. He's been trying to tell people, trying to calm people's minds down about this war and tell them that, no, this is actually, we're coming to a peaceful resolution very soon. We're going to work it out. Right. Because a lot of people are worried about this war. This is why now you're starting to see a lot of people on the internet talk about the military draft. That's a sign of people being worried about the war escalating and spiraling out of control. But you know what? It is going to spiral out of control because it's biblical prophecy. All right. All right. This is the Heavenly Father's indignation. OK, this is the Heavenly Father's determination. OK, to bring about World War III, and this shit spirals out of control. So there will be no more peace and safety. OK, it says, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. OK, so all of this is getting ready to result in the sudden destruction of Babylon the Great, aka America. All right. All of this is getting ready to result in a military draft, martial law, resources dwindling. All right. Everything is going in the right direction, man. OK, for prophecy's sake. OK, so there will be no more peace and safety. There will be no more negotiations. You know what I'm saying? No more. All right. Let's get this real quick. This is Jeremiah 51:13. It says, we're going to go down to 15. It says, O thou that dwellest upon many waters, abundant in treasures. OK, and that's talking about America. All right. And the waters represent the people, the nations. All right. And the treasures. OK, at one point, America was the highlight of the nations. OK, everybody wanted to come here and become a Hollywood star. The heathen wanted to come here and, create business and expand their financial wealth. Right. But, America is not that time anymore. OK, that time is over. All right. The treasures of America, are non-existent now. OK, that's why it says this right here. It says thine end is come in the measure of thy covetousness. Right. Verse 14, it says, the Lord of hosts hath sworn by himself, saying, surely I will fill thee with men as with caterpillars, and they shall lift up a shout against thee. OK. And this is what we're seeing. All right. Iran and America's allies, OK, that are involved in the NATO and European Union. Right. Everybody's lifting up a shout against America, man. Everybody's complaining. Everybody's accusing America of, satanic practices, especially when that Jeffrey Epstein shit came out. Now, a lot of these other nations, they're involved with that shit. Trust me, but it still shows the decrepit lifestyle that America promotes. Right. The leaders at the top are, pedo sickos, OK, that are kidnapping people and torturing them. OK. And a lot of these other nations are calling it out now because it's like, America has promoted itself to just be this God-fearing nation. I think what is the slogan of America? In God we trust. But then the whole time you out here doing that sick ass shit. Right. So now these other nations are lifting up a shout against America, man. OK, it says, verse 15, it says, he hath made the earth by his power. He hath established the world by his wisdom, and hath stretched out the heaven by his understanding. Okay, that's talking about Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. All right, the power of the Lord. But the point was made in verse 14. Okay, that everybody's coming up against America, so nobody wants to negotiate and come to some resolution with America. You can't trust America. All right, because America is being orchestrated by, the small hats. All right. And them small hats, them fake Jews out there in Atlanta, Israel. OK, them is some of the most slimy, untrustworthy, lying, deceptive, evil motherfuckers, okay, you can never come in contact with, okay? You know, you can't trust them goddamn Am- Amalekites, man, because that's what they are in the scriptures. They're from the people of Amalek, all right, which are Edomites. Okay, you can't trust them type of Edomites. You cannot trust them, man. Right? This is why, if you notice out here in America, you hardly see them niggas, man. They like unicorns. You'll see them on a fucking small hat. This nigga, he walking down the street, but it's like the nigga, it's like the motherfuckers be moving like serpents. They be real low key. They don't want too much attention to themselves. They want to be in. They have the spirit on them, like they want to be in the background, right? Doing and they want to be doing devious shit to people without anybody noticing. That's what type of demonic people those Amalekites are. Them fucking small hats, Netanyahu and them people. Okay, they are not to be trusted, and they are the ones that are orchestrating this conflict between the U.S. and Iran, right? So, the jig is up, man. Okay, there's no more negotiations. Ain't nobody trying to come to no peaceful resolution no more. Okay, with all that being said, okay, all of this just proves that America is on its way out. Okay, America is at the the point of no return. Okay, and as America continues to lose its might and lose its power, all right, everything is going in the direction of America being blown off the map with nuclear missiles. This is where it's all going ultimately. All right, we're just in the beginning stages. We are witnessing the beginning stages of America being burnt with fire. Okay, because that's what the scriptures say is going to happen to America. Eventually, all of these other nations are going to say, you know what? Fuck this. Fuck them niggas over there. Okay, they can't be trusted. Every time we try to work out some deal with them, they always backstab us. What's the point of America, being on the earth, right? And they're going to say, you know what? We need to get together and we need to go ahead and blow that place off the map, right? It actually be better for the planet Earth if we get rid of America, all right? And that's exactly what's going to happen, all right? Because it's the Lord's determination to make that happen, okay? So, this concludes this lesson. U.S. and Iran news. No more negotiations. No more peace. Okay, because everything is going full steam ahead now. All right. This is the Lord wrapping this up. All right. And one of the major prophecies that have to happen, right, is World War III. So we're right on the path of that. Okay. So with that, I'll go ahead and wrap it up myself and give all praises to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Shalom. Shalom.